to my channel. My name is Hope and this is Mission Keto, and today's video is a meal prep video, more like food prep also. It's gonna be a two-parter. Most of this is gonna be for Andy for the Bbbe challenge. I'm going to just kind of prep things and get it ready. We were just looking through the fridge and there's nothing left in there except for some meat sticks, those meat sticks that I got at Costco, which is like a snack that he'll have. And that's really it. He has gone through everything else. There were a few steakums left, but he had some of that for breakfast. So I have made my list in true Hope fashion. I do recommend, if you're gonna do meal prep, it's a great idea to make a list of what you want to accomplish. You might not get it all done, and that is okay. You know, if you're getting tired, then you kind of pick what is gonna be the most beneficial to me for the rest of the week, right? So I've got a list. I'm going to make 2 pounds of bacon today, but 1 pound is going to go the normal way that I make it in the oven. The other one, I'm gonna make some bacon burger bites. I'm really excited to try this. So just maybe something different, a different way of eating the same foods, but it's kind of fun to have finger foods, right? So stay tuned. We'll see how that works out. I have one more package of the pork belly, but I'm not gonna make it in a crispy snack. He really likes it when I make it into like the squares and cook them in the air fryer. So the air fryer is gonna get worked today. It's not even gonna know what hit it. I'm gonna make the other package of steakums that I got. That's very convenient to have in the fridge. Also, he's been mixing it with scrambled eggs. He's been putting it in his bone broth. It's really, he's loving it. And then I'm gonna hopefully make some of the country style boneless ribs that I have also, just something else for him to have as an option. As you can see, I've got like a lot of everything sitting on the table, just kind of ready to go. Oh, and if you didn't see, we hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. Guys, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I had no idea it would happen so soon. We were talking about it last week, and thank you so much. We are still considering, once we hit about 3,500, I think, we want to do a giveaway. So keep them coming, share the page if you think this is beneficial for somebody else, Bbbe or not. I would love for you to share it. But on another note, I am also going to be making some things for myself also. I'm gonna make a feta dip, like a cream cheesy dip for Jordan and I to have for the week. So I'm excited about that. So I need to get some garlic in the oven to roast, because I need a couple of bulbs of garlic for that. Not bulbs, or little cloves, garlic cloves. Well, I don't even know what those are. So I'm gonna get that in there with the bacon, hopefully, and that'll cook. I might just be prepping some veggies, so we have those ready to go. And I'm gonna prep some pasta sauce and shirataki noodles for Jordan for lunches. This happens to be keto friendly, so it might give you guys an idea as well. And we had some leftover mushrooms in the fridge, and I asked her, I was like, do you want me to saute those up and throw them in the sauce? And she said, yes, please. So we'll get that ready. And I have a couple other things on my list that I'm just not sure if I'm gonna get to, because I don't know how exhausted I'm gonna be, quite frankly. So we'll just see. So let's get started. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all those good things, as well as check the description box for, you know, any of the codes that I have. I've got a PO box there. We've got, you know, everything. And I try to link, but if you always have questions, I know sometimes I forget to link some recipes and stuff. And if I do, you guys are awesome. And you're like, where is it, Hope? And I put it in there. So just remind me if I forget, but let's get to meal prepping. All right, so I'm just making this pound of bacon, putting it on the cookie sheets, getting it ready in my preheated oven. And I think I cut this is so funny. I cut the garlic on the wrong side, so all the bulbs were all over the place. Or cloves. I can't even figure out what those are called. Here I'm chopping up the pork belly, getting ready for the air fryer. And then I got a bowl ready for a garbage bowl. All right, guys, so you see I have the pork belly in the air fryer. I'm gonna have to do like 2 or 3 different bundles or rounds of that, I guess you could say, because there's quite a bit of it. We're gonna make it all, and I feel like it'll be easier. I'll show you like the last batch when I take it out, and then we'll just put it in a container, and Andy will mix it up with his ground beef, and that's what I'm making next. So I'm putting quite a bit of butter in here. I'm making 2 pounds this time, so he's got plenty. So I need to actually put another stick of butter in there. But basically all I do is I add a good amount of butter. I might even add a little bit more. And then this is the meat that I got from Costco, and I just put it in little individual 1 pound storage bags, quart bags, and stick them in the freezer, and then you pull them out as you need them. But I only have 3 left, so we're gonna cook 2 to have some ready for him, and then I'm gonna make those burger bites in a little bit. So it's super simple. I'm just gonna add some salt to it, ground beef, and then stick it in the container in the fridge. And he's got probably 2, 3, maybe 4 meals the way his appetite is going. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so I got this in the pan, and then I'm using my meat chopper, my Pampered Chef meat chopper. All right, I'm almost done with the pork belly bites, but as you can see, you saw me put them in there, and this is what they look like when they come out. And Andy has already had a few, and he is just like, put them away because they're so delicious. But you can cook them as much or as little as you want. This batch is not quite as crispy, but he was like, I don't care. He likes it so much. So this is just something else for him to have either as a snack, or he mixes it with his ground beef as well. So we are on our way. After I finish with the last batch, as you can see, there's just a couple more in there that wouldn't fit. We are gonna make the little burger bites I was talking about. All right, guys, we are making great time. It looks like my garlic is done. And if you can see, yes, I cut it wrong, but it is very soft and smushy, which is exactly how you want it. I only need a couple of these garlic cloves for the dip that I'm making. So I'm gonna set this aside here, but I wanted to show you that it was done. Even though I cut it wrong, I was still able to use it. So don't stress out. A lot of times we can still reuse stuff. So I have made, so far I've done the bacon, the pork belly, the hamburger meat, and I've got the pork chops sitting out over there. I'll show you those in a minute, but I'm gonna make these little ground beef burger bites kind of thing, because I was thinking about making Andy some kind of, I don't want to use this, some kind of like a meatball, but everything that I was seeing was like, what do you call it? Had cheese inside of it and all this stuff that he really can't have right now. So I'm like, let me see if I can kind of figure something else out. It's just another way of eating something that he's already eating. Again, let me get my scissors. But he's cool with it, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of, I feel like it's just making it more fun for him. You know what I mean? Making it, I don't know. We love to eat, right? Food is fun, and he might get to a point where he doesn't care anymore, but for now, trying to make it as interesting as possible. So I don't think I'm gonna need this whole thing of bacon. And I've got a garbage bowl over here. If you saw, I took that big bowl out. It's a Rachel Ray tip. She has like a big garbage bowl, and that is so helpful because then you kind of don't have stuff all over the counter, right? So I got everything I needed except for a knife. So I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna use the air fryer again, but I'm gonna cut this in half, make little, maybe like small squares of beef. I guess I should get some salt, and just wrap the bacon around the beef and stick it in the air fryer and cook for a little bit. As long as the meat is cooked through, I don't think the bacon needs to be super crispy, because Andy will like eat bacon no matter what it's like. But I'll speed this part up to show you, but I'm pretty excited to see how these turn out. Oops. All right, so this is pretty simple. I just put them in little, squares, wrap bacon around it. A couple of them I wrapped 2 pieces around because the bacon was thinner. And I think I was watching the 2 Crazy Keto interviews from KetoCon, which was very interesting. I recommend having something on the TV to watch while you're doing this. It helps the time go by faster for sure. All right, so these are about halfway done, and then I'm gonna turn them over, and I thought I would show you. I mean, you can hear it sizzling, so I'm sorry for all the noise, but Oh my goodness. Look at that. I mean, here, let me bring it up. But it's kind of getting crusty and, oh my goodness. And you know, some people eat burgers not 100%, you know, brown, like I would eat it. But what's nice is if you put it seam side down, it's kind of sealing it. You know what I mean? Like if you can see that, it's gonna hold together. I'm really excited about how these are turning out, and I think Andy's gonna really love them. It's gonna take me a couple more. I think I have enough for one more row, I guess, in here. So once these cook, I'll get that done, and then I'll show you what they look like after. But I'm pretty excited for him. Oh, I didn't add any additional salt because I wasn't sure how to incorporate that in. I didn't want to just put it over it and then the bacon over it. And the bacon is salty too. I know we're trying to make sure we get a lot of salt, but I think this will be okay in this case. So let's finish this up. All right, guys, so I'm finally done with those burger bites. And I'm giving the air fryer a rest. I think it's done, but look at these, how great they turned out. Andy is on the phone right now, so he hasn't even had a chance to look at them and be excited about them. I can't wait for him to try them because I really think that he's gonna like that. So I just have a couple more things to do for the Bbbe part of this, and I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, you know what? If you are interested in, you know, if you're doing Bbbe, this took about 2 hours for me to get this meal prep done. I still want to throw the steakums. I'm going to make those on the griddle here in just a minute. But besides that, I think the ribs I'm going to stick in the broiler to brown up, and then they go in the crock pot. So that's kind of an all-day thing. But, oh, I wanted to tell you, I have another non-scale victory. This shirt is an old shirt of mine. My daughter went here. She played soccer, and on scholarship, by the way. And this is a size medium. I am in a medium again. It just feels so good. I hope this is motivating to you guys because I'm definitely not bragging. I'm proud of myself for the hard work, but I'm trying to motivate you guys and just stick with it. We're only 7 months in. It's been a long year, but it's happening. It's all coming together. So yeah, I'm gonna do the steakums here real quick, and make sure you stay tuned because I did have someone on my last video make a comment about steakums and how they were having a hard time peeling them apart and what's the best way to do them. So stay tuned for that, and I'll give you how I do it. All right, so the question that I had about the steakums was they're so hard when they come out of the freezer. It was hard to separate them, and I recommend letting them sit just for a few minutes to where you can kind of lift those papers up and it peels them away from each one individually. I hope that makes sense. I like to make them on my skillet because then you can just kind of get a bunch of them done at the same time, and then I cook the rest of the bacon. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm done with all of Andy's Bbbe stuff, and we're gonna go ahead and meal prep some of Jordan's lunches for the week. And this happens to be keto friendly, so she's okay with doing keto stuff as long as it's not too high in fat. So because she doesn't want to have too much fat if she's not following it like she should, if you know what I'm saying. So we tried this Primal Kitchen no dairy vodka sauce. It's actually delicious. It's got 8 total carbs per serving. If you're counting net carbs, it's 6. Not bad at all. And this was actually very delicious. So what I'm gonna do, there's some left, and I said, do you want this? And she said yes. We're gonna try these noodles. I think she's had them before, but there's no fat in here, so she'll be happy. But remember, when I did my pantry clean out and reorganization, I had the whole huge box of these that I got at Costco, and I had not even opened them yet. They're still good, so we're gonna go ahead and make her some of that. And then another thing that we had is some mushrooms that were in the fridge that we wanted to use up also. So we're gonna saute the mushrooms first and then mix them with the sauce and just mix everything together. So I'll speed this up as well. All right, so first I just sauteed the mushrooms in some oil. Then I poured the sauce in there too. And I love this little spatula thing that I have from Pampered Chef. It kind of gets everything out of the sauce jar so you don't waste any. And I'm keeping that jar. It's got the measurements and stuff on it like I like, you know. Then I went ahead and added the noodles in. It said that it absorbs the sauce better and there's more flavor if you do it that way. So it looks good. I want to eat it.
All right, so now the last thing that I'm gonna make, because I'm tired, guys. I really am, but I wanted to get this dip made. Sincerely, Legenia did a reel or a TikTok on this, and I wanted to try it. She didn't give a lot, like the measurements, the exact measurements of things, so I'm just gonna wing it. But you need some feta cheese, and she said a whole block. This package was like sliced in half, so there were like 2 mini blocks, I guess you could say. So I'm just crumbling those into my food processor. And let's see, the next thing that I need to, I always have to rinse my hands because they get all messy. They get all messy. But then I think I needed some cream cheese. There's some Greek yogurt in it. And again, I just kind of wing it on here. But the cream cheese that I had, about a half of a block, and I didn't use all of it because, do you guys ever have it where it like gets dried up on the ends, the stuff that's not used? So I didn't use all of that, but I just kind of throw that in there. And I kept this not sped up so you could see it, but there was like a lot of noise in the house, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. But yeah, so now we're putting the cream cheese in there. Next it is, I think, the Greek yogurt. Oh, and we got the garlic in there too. The roasted garlic. That is a great addition. I love roasted garlic. But here we are, we're putting the Greek yogurt in there. I'm trying to get it open. I wasn't very prepared. And there's Ralphie. Say hi, Ralphie. Ralphie's just hanging out. And I forgot that there's like a plastic layer above the Greek yogurt. But I probably put about 3/4 of a cup in there. I just kind of eyeballed it again. I don't know. But it turns out delicious, so I guess I did all right. So I added that in. Then you also need some, you know, if you hear something, that's Andy in the background being loud. So he knows I'm doing a recording too. It's so funny. But then I put the roasted garlic in there. I did about half of that one, but you'll see after I mix it up, I end up putting the whole thing in there. And it's really not very strong. I don't even taste any garlic altogether. So we put some lemon zest in there. Make sure you wash your lemon first. But I zested the entire lemon. And then you want to get some lemon juice in there too. I started with half and I tasted it, and then I ended up putting the other half as well. I really like tart things, and I feel like this came out kind of tart, but it was fine for me. It didn't bother me at all. I like that. So if you make it, it would just be preference. I would start with a little bit, and then you can always add to it. You can't take away, right? Once you put the whole thing in there. So I'm still zesting. I'm so used to speeding things up and talking through it that way and running out of time. And here I'm trying to find things to talk to you guys about. But here we are. I had to get my juicer. And then I just feel like I did not have enough room on my counter for this today. So once you're done, you know, with things on your list for meal prep, it's always so fun to check it off, run that line through it. Say, I've done this, I've completed it. Doesn't that feel good when you check things off your to-do list? All right, so we did half of the juice of the lemon, and I think we're gonna start blending it up or mixing it. Yeah, I've got all the animals in the background making noises. The only one not making noises is our Beardy, Poonie. All right, so yeah, we're just kind of blending this up, and then I do a little taste, and then that's when I make my additions. I didn't add salt either, and salt was in here. Oh, I didn't add oil. I think I realized that after. I'm like, why is it not so smooth? Well, that's why. You need a little bit of oil also. But I'll leave you be for the rest of this. I got nothing else to talk about. I'll see you in the next clip. All right, guys, so here is everything that I made in this meal prep. I feel like this took all day, but it really didn't because we actually took a nap a little bit ago. But here is everything that I did for Andy for the Bbbe challenge. This is 2 pounds of ground beef with some butter, and I did not drain it off, and I put some salt in it, and now he can do whatever he wants with this. He can add it to bone broth. He can put some of the pork belly bites in it and just eat it, you know, warmed up. So that's definitely probably 3 to 4 meals for him. It's 2 whole pounds, and I know he got like 2 meals when he adds it with something else out of each pound. I got some bacon. I have the bacon I made in the oven, and then the last few pieces that were left over from the burger bites I put in there also when I cooked them on the skillet. Here are the steakums that I made. There's quite a few in here. He's liking just snacking on those or maybe putting those in the bone broth. It's really delicious. Here we've got some of the pork belly bites. He loves these too. They are delicious to him. I actually did not snack a lot today like I normally do because I'm not really into the meat thing right now. So that was just really funny. And then these, he did try them and he was like, oh my gosh, that is outstanding. The little baby burger bites. But we did agree that, well, he told me that it probably could use a little of salt. He thought the same thing that I did, that the bacon would salt it enough. He's gonna eat every single one of these still. He still said they were delicious, but he said, yeah, it could use maybe just a little bit of salt. So next time I'll definitely incorporate it. I just didn't wanna mix the meat too much because then it doesn't stay sturdy, you know what I mean? So now that was everything for him. I think he is set. I did make that dip. You just saw me make the feta dip, and oh my gosh, I had some with the cucumbers and it is delicious. It's pretty tart though because feta cheese has a little bit of tartness and then you have the lemon in it, but it was delicious. Here is Jordan's meals for the week. I think this looks delicious. The sauce has gotten a little, you know, runny, but that's okay when she warms it up. But with the mushrooms in it, oh, that looks delicious. So she's got 3 lunches for this week. And then I had a couple of bars of the cheese that I got from Aldi's in my grocery haul that I shredded up because we're definitely gonna be doing like a taco salad or something this week. So that is everything that I made in my meal prep this week. I hope you like it. If you did like it, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share if you think anyone might be interested, and let me know if you try anything. I'm very excited about this meal prep, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye.